What's up guys, Jivan back with another episode of how to complete the road to champs. This is episode 2 out of 3, third one is going to be coming out in 2 days. In this series, basically I break down how I get wins by rotating smart, outplaying my opponents in fights, and just telling you all the secrets you need to get to champs. However, before we get into the video, I want to tell you guys about novos.gg. I recently just uploaded my first workshop on Novos. In this workshop, I go over one of the most important things in the game, which is understanding the difference between hot side of zone and dead side of zone. By learning about this topic, you'll be able to predict where people are rotating at all points in the game, which is crucial for W keying, avoiding players when you're weak, securing safe dubs, and more. Novos.gg has a lot of other workshops on their page, and we're hoping to have more workshops made by me coming out soon. On top of that, Novos gives you a personalized training plan. You can choose any weak point of your game, and Novos will give you tons of practice routines to improve that, along with a training schedule that is going to help you stay on top of things. Novos has been whipping out a lot of amazing updates. They have a new tournament section that'll keep you up to date on any tournaments coming up and help you prepare for them, a knowledge section where you can find some of the top videos to help you improve on YouTube, and more. Sign up to novos.gg today to check out my workshop and all the other amazing training plans they have on their website. Link is in the description. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So first game, I'm still in Division 6. From my personal experience, in Division 6, it starts to get a little bit more sweaty, so you can start playing placement here. I personally was taking more fights in Division 6, so to start out this video, we're just going to break down some fights and talk about how I outplayed my opponent. And then I'll show a Division 7 example where I go over my rotations and how I won the game with IQ. So I was uncontested at Holly Hedges, and I ended up just rotating deep into zone towards Pleasant Park. I hit this guy for whites to start the fight, so I knew he was really weak. So I was just keeping the pressure on, trying to get in his face, but this dude was a slippery rat. I could not catch up to him. By the time I did, he was really healed up, but I got him weak again with a nice right hand peek, and finished it off by just tracking him through his builds. If you put more energy on tracking your opponent than anything, it'll help you win a lot more fights. People oftentimes get distracted with all the building and editing, but the most important thing is keep your eye on the ball, which I did really well in that fight. This next fight was good in so many departments. To start it off, I dodged his shot really well here. Movement is crucial in these types of situations. And then after that, I block his next angle with this wall ramp. I was on a super awkward lair, so I needed to switch positioning and get somewhere where I could actually have breathing room. Once I get branched out here, I hit a nice pre-fire on him, and then I just get him absolutely pieced up. I want to slow this down because this was just a perfect fight. Right here, when I see him drop on this wall, I get to a position where I can pre-fire safely. I was able to reset that wall right after pre-firing, which made the pre-fire safe. And then I'm tracking his movement, I see him going this way, and I beat him there and get all the walls around him, and then just set up a nice right hand peek. It was a perfect fight, honestly. Following that fight, I get pushed over here at Stealthy Stronghold. This fight is a perfect example of using counter piece control to win a fight. I'm going to break this down for you because this is such a useful concept that a lot of people sleep on, and you can outplay really good players with this. Right away to start this fight, this player gets a cone over top of me right here, and I place walls through the cone to block his angle. When I side jump, he gets another cone over top of me, so I have to place a ramp above me to protect myself. And then he does it again right here, so I place another ramp over me, and when I see him piece up this side, I back up, and then I grab this wall and make a new box, and when I do that, he thinks I'm on the run, but I turn around and get a chip damage shot to start the fight. From that point on, this player was on the run the entire time. All I had to do was get in his box to win the fight. But you can see how counter piece control is so crucial, especially when you're fighting a cracked zero ping player that just pieces you up like crazy. Just grabbing the one build like a ramp over top of you or a crucial wall can give you an advantage in the fight that the other player may not see coming. Crucial concept right there. So now I moved over here because there were multiple players fighting. I was just trying to track the opponents because they were ratting out in the building, and I was just able to pick up the kills by simply being patient. I didn't want to go into the building because they're just going to be holding angles in there, so I just wait on the outside, try to get cheeky angles, and yeah. The second player was still ratting out in the building, so I just was patient, tried to figure out exactly where they were, and then I was able to pick up the kill by taking this wall here. This next fight here was basically just like a creative 1v1 build fight. When I'm in a situation like this, literally just picturing myself in creative doing a build fight or realistic fight helps out so much with confidence. Because I have so much experience 1v1ing players in creative, and I never get nervous while fighting in creative, so why should I get nervous in arena, you know? It's just another 1v1. Right here, I caught the opponent sleeping. He wasn't claiming the wall in front of him, so I was able to get up into his face and get this nice hit. After that, he started running away, and so I just took time to get ahead of zone so that I could hold him on the backside of zone. The main reason I did that is I high-key still thought there was another player alive. I looked at the player count and I could have sworn it was a 3, but it was a 2 this whole time, bruh. Right here, he only has one direction he can go, and that's to the right, so I pre-box that side. Once I get him in this box, I'm just doing a bunch of baby damage to him, just making sure I'm setting up safe right-hand peeks. And main thing is, I don't want him to jump in my face with that tack. Eventually, I'm able to clean that up. Dubbaroonie, baby! So before we get into the Division 7 game of how to play really smart and win games with IQ, let's break down a few more fights real quick. As you can probably tell, this player was really close to piecing me up, but I did the counter piece control method again to save my game. When he got the cones over top of me, I just placed a floor above me so that he couldn't edit down on my face. When he builds a ramp to go up here and I get the cone over top of him, usually they don't claim the back walls, so when I get those back walls, it's just a GG's. I hit my shot, it's over. Biggest thing is try to get in the habit of not jumping into their box. Make sure you're strafing when piece controlling in this situation. That way it's harder to hit you. Next clip, I go for a medkit fake out play to get this first shot. I hit him for a lot more than he hit me, and then I cleaned it up with the pre-fire. But let's slow this down. When I go for the pre-fire, notice how I do it. I fake the pickaxe swing and start walking backwards while taking my shot. That way I'm safe in my box and I can reset the wall to protect myself. Doing safe pre-fires is so important. I could have placed a cone in my box to be extra safe, but it worked out in this situation. So I made a really smart play here to start out this fight. Sadly, my shot went through his armpit. But again, when I do this piece control move, notice how I don't jump into their box. I'm trying to build the habit of piece controlling from the outside of the box. Let's slow it down. The reason I put this ramp over my head is that I like to double layer my walls just in case they take the wall. Even though I'm on 0 ping, my wall gets taken a lot of times, so double layering can be a safe protection of that. After that, I faked and edited out the back and then edited right at him. He didn't see it coming, but again, my shot went through his armpit. After that, look at how I safely piece control from above. I don't jump in, I just look for a safe shot. We kind of traded on the first shot, but then I drop down because I own all these bottom walls and get a nice peek shot to finish it off. So now that we've covered a lot of fighting training, let's hop into Division 7 and see how I've been approaching these games. The biggest thing that I realized while playing in Division 7, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have realized this too, this season's third parties are ridiculous. It's like every fight I've been taking, I'm having 7 third parties show up. If that sounds like you, well, stay tuned. I'm going to talk about it a little bit during this game, and then the next episode of this Road to Champs series is going to be all about that. Let's hop right into it. So right off the rip here, I get an AR and he gets a pump. So I'm just trying to keep my distance and spray him down. Eventually, I get him. Then I rotate over here and there's someone just camping in a metal box down here. I knew he was there because I saw him here a second ago. I noticed he can't build a wall at this spot, so I just place a cone and try to wait for him to edit out, get a nice chip damage to start, and then I just gotta psycho him down. So, after I win off spawn, I get everybody around here dead and I have good loot. I need to start focusing the rotate right away. I notice the zone pulls far to the southeast, which means there's like a 90% chance that it's gonna pull further to the southeast in the next zone. So I wanna situate myself down there because not many players are gonna be rotating there, and I'll probably pull the second and third zones as well. I get over there and I'm being ready for people to push up, which someone does. But because I'm on the dead side of zone, the chances of somebody third partying are really slim, so I just put all my energy on this one player and try not to worry about third parties. There are so many players right now that are just playing box to box looking for angles on you. And so during this fight, I'm just trying to make sure that I don't give him any angles to shoot me, but I'm also trying to get into his face sneakily. That way I can finish the fight fast before third parties show up. I made this edit because I knew I already got him a little bit weak and I was able to finish it. Following that, I wanted to get all the way to the dead side of this zone. I knew nobody would be over here, so that's where I decided to base up. Of course, I get psychoed over here, which is fine. I'm on dead side of zone, so I can take this fight confidently. Again, pay attention to my counter piece control in this fight. I always try to claim at least 1 or 2 builds in my box, that way I can edit out if they box me up and all that and get cheeky angles, like that. Once I got that health advantage, I was trying to get in their face just like the last fight, but they dealt some damage to me, so I took time to heal up before we start fighting again. So I noticed this player started to go up, so I start to get up on their level, trying to get some angles on them until this happened. This player does a lot of damage with this shot compared to my 40 damage, but I see them go up not very smartly, so I'm able to get a right hand peek to give me the health advantage. After that, I try to heal up again, but they go right at it. I counter piece control with this ramp in my box, and I'm trying to do a sneaky pre-fire with the ramp, but they weren't breaking it. But this player really didn't want me to heal, so they just kept the pressure on, and when I see him place that ramp, I get an angle from above right here to finish it. That fight was just obnoxiously long. Anyways, after that's over, I rotate to the dead side of the next zone, and then the zone pulls far, so I take my car all the way to the edge of this next zone as well. Some player drove a car right on me, it was weird, but he ended up going away. And then I got a ton of free picks here because all these players were fighting right next to me. I'm able to get a free refresh here because nobody went for this loot from this guy I killed. And then I'm just focusing on staying ahead of this zone. I know I have a lot of launch pads at this point, but I was able to just simply run to the front side of zone. I didn't need to use a launch pad because that might have gotten me beamed. I tried holding an angle here, but one of the players came from my side, so I just had to tunnel ahead a little bit, branch out. It looked like they were gonna psycho in there, but I had my pump ready, so they changed their mind. I launch ahead a little bit here, but I hit my head on something and got lasered, so I heal up, then launch again, get to the front side of zone. I had to heal up again because of these lasers, but the good news is they're fighting on high ground here, so I know they're wasting mats while I have so many remaining. So that's when I start slowly building up to high ground, and turns out they don't want to contest me because they don't have the mats. One of them dies on low ground, so that's my chance to drop down and go for an angle real quick. However, he was ready for it and he starts building up. I know I still got really good mats, so I just got to alpha up in the build fight, and check out how I won this. IQ dropout, baby! Anyways guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully this video helps you on your road to champs. I'll have episode 3 dropping in 2 days. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, use code JivanTV in the item shop, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.